out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Lining up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Live, the progressive news show that at this point in time do not have any more F's to give, because this is the final show for a while, 2 weeks.
No show tomorrow?
I mean, yeah,
Final weekend.
definitely a show tomorrow. The final weekend for the next 2 weeks. So, yeah, that's my introduction right now. I done got to the point I don't have any more F's to give on a lot of subjects, on a lot of situations. And just to prove to everybody I don't have any more F's to give, that's exactly why the main story of today has been put on, and it'll make more sense when we get to it. But I can say this. The return of remembering the past, and the return of Am I the A-hole, and a return of positive story of the week. So we got a packed show. We do got a packed show, but I mostly want to concentrate on the return of remembering the past. Because if you didn't watch the show last night, there was a portion of the show that me and Theus forgot all about that hands down was one of our favorite segments ever. We forgot about it until it came up, and it still has us cracking up to this day. It just really, really still have us laughing. And I think that was from August.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
No, it was August of 2023 or
Wasn't
something
that
like
long
that.
ago.
I put the date up of it, so, but it was almost nearly a year ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thought you were gonna sit there and say it was like 3 years ago. Like
no, it wasn't. No, it was like nearly a year ago. But
my internal time clock sucks.
Oh boy.
I never had one. Anyway, Theus, how's everything going?
Things are good, man. Things are good. Family left me unsupervised for a few days, and I've accomplished almost nothing. So, yeah.
Rest?
I'm old and boring. I am officially that guy.
Holy crap!
Yeah, but really?
Yes, I just checked it again.
Oh,
Congratulations!
did it tell you? I didn't know it tells you how many. Oh, congratulations, everybody.
Wow. Parker, first of all, welcome, Parker, of course.
Hey, Parker.
Hey, Parker.
It was at 3 $397 all day today, all
Right.
week this week, and so I don't know where the other ones came
Oh, I'm so blind. I thought that was congrats on 400 episodes. It's
from. No,
yeah. I was sitting here like, oh, you
Subscribers.
keep track.
400 subscribers. Oh wow! Well, thank you all to the new subscribers. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Please invite a friend so that we don't fall back below 400 tomorrow.
Right?
Alan, did you say you're welcome?
I said welcome, not you're
Oh.
welcome.
I was like, Adam, what did you do? Like, you know what Parker did when he created another account just so he could.
No, I didn't do anything like that. I have been trying to tell more friends and people about it.
But welcome to the 3 new subscribers. I appreciate it. And yes, indeed, we have made it to 400 subscribers. Wow. So we know what the next goal is, of course, is 500.
4,000.
Can we get to 1,000 first? Even though 4,000 would be.
If you get to 4,000, you did.
Good point. Anna, how's your day going?
It's going.
You feel better than yesterday?
I am getting better. I'm kind of sluggish. I'm wondering how long I'm gonna last tonight. So I may tap out early, not sure. But yeah, I had a night from hell a couple nights ago where I didn't get to sleep till after 6 a.m. It was just terrible. I'll spare you the details, but it was terrible. And I'm trying to come back from that. So.
Well, you just let us know if you need to tap out. No problem whatsoever. Tomorrow's show is a lot more.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say tomorrow's show is a lot more nuanced than this show. Like I said, since we're getting back into doing news articles and things like that. So if you tap out on this one, sorry, you're not feeling good. Hope you feel better about tomorrow, but I would rather have you tomorrow than tonight.
That's what I was thinking.
So yeah. But go ahead, Theo, what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say I'm glad that you feel better today than you did then.
Thank
you. Let's see if we can make this show only 2 hours.
There's a goal. Ooh. Okay. Maybe not.
Theo's, you can't help yourself. I don't know why you keep doing this. You literally cannot help yourself. You have brought that up before. Let's get it down to 2 hours. And every time I try to say, okay, let's move. And then another thing, panties. You just keep putting stuff in there that don't make any sense to nobody but you. And I try to move on. Okay, Waffle House. Theo's, I'm trying to move on so we can, close up for the night. Okay, baller. Hush puppies. Oh, no. Don't look at the clock now that I'm talking. Look at the clock when you're talking. You don't need to look at the clock when I'm talking. Oh.
Wow.
That's all right. Y'all gonna miss me for 2 weeks. Let's get this party started. So, as I said at the top of the show, I don't have any more F's to give. I just don't care. My mind is burned out of everything. So the main show, the main story for the day, it is a 3-parter, Fartgate.
Why do my husband and I experience severe flatulence after visiting his parents? This is not a joke. For years, we've been noticing that every time we visit his parents, we fart profusely for hours afterwards. There's no milk products involved or unusual foods. Even if we eat nothing while there, it still happens. Whenever we stay there overnight, I actually suffer from a painful gas stomach ache. What is this phenomenon? Then OP posted an update. Since there seems to be a lot of interest, I'll be conducting a full investigation. We've ordered a water test online. Make no mistake, there will be no stone left unturned. I believe that between me and my spouse, we have drastically been elevating the levels of methane in the atmosphere every time we visit. If not for ourselves, we have to solve this mystery for the environment's sake. Frequently asked questions. What is the elevation? We live at 520 meters elevation. They live at 503 elevation. Do they feed you lentils, beans, broccoli, or artichokes? I love beans and lentils and cook them frequently at home. My mother-in-law doesn't ever cook beans. More importantly, the farts when we leave there are worse than bean farts. Think long gushes of wind, like air leaving a small untied balloon. It also happens when we don't eat there at all. Do your in-laws fart? Do they even know? The accepted this post is so funny. The accepted topics of conversation are world politics, current events, careers, and local issues, with many poignant silences sprinkled in between. Farting is not on that list. The mood there is kind of like an episode of The Crown. Think highbrow, Northern European academically inclined people. I'm the wild card of the family, a heavily tattooed Latina creative. I'm also the only one without a college degree. If even their own son won't ask, I cannot be the ones to bring up farts in their presence. Is it stress? We do lead stressful lives. Visiting them, while mentally taxing, is not the most stressful situation in our lives. We don't fart this profusely in other stressful environments. Do you laugh or talk a lot when you're there? No. So, unless staring blankly into the void is equivalent to laughing, that's not the reason. Are you Canadian? I've been getting multiple messages asking me this. This is deeply intriguing, and it has me wondering if there's a stereotype I'm not aware of that Canadian people fart a lot. So, Canada. Does Canada produce a lot of gas? Please explain if you can. I am not Canadian. I'm South American.
Okay. Before we get to the main topic of this thing, that sounds like the most exhausting, even if you're visiting him once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever. I have no desire to go visit you. It sounds like the most boring, excruciating visit. Sitting there talking about politics, for one, like I don't want to get with my family to talk politics. Or world events, which I don't get with my family to talk world events. I don't get with my family to talk about any of this stuff because that's what I got these shows for. So why would I get with my family to do the same thing? I want to get away from that stuff. But the other problem that I'm having is you either talking about those topics or nothing. Those are your two ways of holding an in-depth conversation. Those subjects or silence. And you want me to go through this once a month? Nah, I'm good. I'll just go watch TV. But that just sounds so boring. But anyway, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now. Vince, what you got?
First of all, I've had a lot of relationships in my life. Never been in one where we sat around talking about farting or farting around each other. Or hey, I don't need to smell you. I don't. Unless you are feeling sick and I'm taking care of you, I do not need to smell you. Okay? Or if I happen to go in the bathroom after you're being human. But we ain't gonna have no conversations about it. We ain't gonna say no. It's funny. Like the video puts me in two worlds. Personally, I would love to be around a group of people who speak of intelligent topics and they go into politics and world events and I'm not all that well versed in like business news, but they could go into that. things that challenge my mind and actually encourage me to be prepared when I engage with them, like that would be dope for me. On the other side, I got, bowling alley humor of, whoa, baby, we fought it so much today. You know what? You smell like asparagus. You smell like peas. That's like, no offense to the lowbrow crew, but that right there would drive me insane. I can't, I, it's funny. I try to be as like a real person as possible, but like, I guess I'm one of the hoity-toity elite people because I cannot get with like base humor. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I mean, I get it, but it ain't me, you know. But that's what I got out of the video. I'd rather hang with the parents than these gassy creatures.
Okay. So you don't. First of all, I see that she's trying to make it humorous, but the main thing is they're trying to figure out why does it only
Just why?
happen when they visit the parents? Like no other place, no other time, no other situation, just when they visit that place.
One, I doubt that that's the case. Two, there's no scientific anything to this entire story. Three, let's say that that is the case. They get so backed up being at their parents' house that when they get out, that they just fart all over the place. What that says to me is that they're full of ish, and so when they get away from their parents, the ish is trying to get out of them because that's how full of it they are.
Okay, Anna. Ish.
Funnily enough, I will take it to. It sounds painful, and I would not. I am. This is not a joke. I wouldn't even try to make light of it. Like Thea said, the topics, they sounded just fine. I hope it would go into some other things as well, but eh. I hope they're okay. But I also would then go, your digestion takes like 11, 12 hours. And I don't think you're his parents for that long. So go see a doctor. The end.
Take some Beano.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm pulling an audible. I'm not going to play the other two videos.
That's
No
one way to
offense.
make it under 2 hours. What?
No, it is no offense. Parker said the same thing. Why did you pick this video or something like this? And I wanted to be something that's a little lighthearted and it's not hammering on the lightheartedness. So
Oh, it's
It wasn't like what wasn't lighthearted about it. Two stinky people are wondering why other people don't stink like they do.
that's what I mean. So there's no reason for me to play the other two videos because I want this to be a lighthearted show. I
so
really
they never figured out what it was.
in the end, even with the third video, no, they never did figure out what it was. And come to find out that their daughter who goes with them has the same thing that happens to her too. So
I think they're eating something for breakfast that ain't quite right. But anyway,
Yeah.
what's next, Marlon?
remembering the past. I actually got 2 videos of it because one is really short, but it's just so funny. It's just really, really funny. At least to me, it is. Oh, well, I'm about to say Anna may not have been on the show yet, but I think Anna may wasn't feeling well that day. That was like last year, so she was watching, but she did say LOL. Anyway, you know how that sounds.
Here you are, baby. Fresh baked pie, just for you.
Where did you get this?
I baked it from scratch.
We don't have an oven.
God helped me.
Joseph, please. You see how that sounds, Mary?
Yeah, it's still funny.
Oh,
And I tell you what made it so funny was he was so calm and cool about answering all the questions. Here it is, baby. Fresh baked pie right from the oven. Where'd you get this? I baked it from scratch. But we don't have an oven. God provided.
yeah, help me.
Joe Selman, do you see how that sounds, Mary?
Yeah, because I'm serious, man. For real, the whole crew would have been clowning Joseph. Oh, really, dude? For real? Okay, and you believe that?
While your family is just looking at you like, I know I didn't raise you to be this stupid. I just know I
But
did.
on another side, Joseph might not have been well, he was still being a bit of what we call a simp, but he might have actually been a stand-up dude for this, because back then they would have murdered her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was kind of in a spot where it's like, I either got to believe you or watch somebody do something horrible to you.
Stoned to death.
Oh, so they had other children, correct?
I don't know. Like, they say that Jesus got brothers, but I don't know. Like, where are their descendants? Where them people at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we got the entire tribe of Israel that supposedly came out of, David's ball sack. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, where the rest of these people at? I don't know.
You also have the one where Jesus got married.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about fantasy. You can write your own story. I'm sorry, that was insensitive. That's the beautiful thing about how you approach various topics, depending upon your particular allegiances. You can be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you threw some big words in there and made it longer doesn't make it better.
Less offensive that way.
Boy,
Less offensive.
You've been looking at politics way too long. So that's big, complicated words they're going to have to look up and make this sentence a little longer and talk really, really fast. There, not my fault. Way too long. All right, let's go ahead and get into the second video, which is also a Remember the Past I came across again. And yeah, it's just as stupid the second time as it was the first time.
I need the opinion of aviation geeks and pilots on a matter involving my wife. I'm completely serious and I need help. My wife and I have been together for 5 years, married for 2. We have no kids and have an amazing, happy relationship. I can't recall a single time that we've ever argued to the point of breakup or divorce. This issue, however, is causing me to reconsider the health of our relationship. Since my wife and I have been together, I've worked as a manager for a restaurant chain. I'm an extremely passionate aviation enthusiast in my free time. I've spent thousands of dollars on flight textbooks, sim gear, and even built my own A330 setup. I've never actually flown a plane or started flight training, but I've considered it for a very long time. Even though my skills aren't a career, I still consider myself as adept or possibly more knowledgeable than the average pilot. That being said, here's where the problem arises. My wife and I were invited to one of her male coworkers' houses for a barbecue. My wife is a senior software tech for a COVID startup. She's worked there since 2020. It was a lucky catch since she was laid off from her previous job due to the virus. It was my first time meeting many of her now close coworkers due to COVID and working from home. I had assumed that she had talked about me to them before, but as we were cycling through introductions, I became less sure. We make our way down the line to the host of the party, a new male hire that she's grown platonically close with. We exchange casual conversation, and Greg, the host, asks what I do for a living. My wife chimes in with, he manages a such and such fast food chain. It certainly comes with some benefits. I'm assuming she was referring to free food there. She said this in a voice that implied nothing was wrong with what she said. I very quickly corrected her and told her that I'm a pilot. My wife already knows how insecure I am about my job and how I'd much rather be introduced by my hobby. I've earned the title of pilot through my 500 plus hours on the sim and thousands of dollars put into my craft. I think it's incredibly disrespectful for her not to acknowledge my skills and training. Just because I don't have the title of pilot on an overpriced piece of paper doesn't mean that I'm not a pilot. I laughed it off with Greg and told him under my breath that my wife was often forgetful, which I'm sure he's realized just from working with her. He seemed to brush it off casually. At this point, I'm fuming, but I don't go much farther than exchanging some nasty glances at my wife for the rest of the night. As we pack into the car to leave, an argument starts. She feels as if I don't deserve my title as pilot because I'm not professional. I told her that she's completely insensitive to the work that I've done and she'll never understand what it's like to study so much. She's currently on the couch as I type this. Am I really the bad guy for asking to be respected?
Hey man, I watched all of Voltron, so I'm a space ranger. You know what I'm saying? You know, I, one time I was at the carnival, right? And I was in the bumper cars. Man, I am now a professional NASCAR driver. You know, look, man, you manage a probably, I don't know, let's say you manage a $5 million uh restaurant. Uh, Just you do what you do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You manage
you know what I'm saying?
string of stores. Yeah.
Right? This a whole nother level of I identify as. All right, look. If you talking about your protected classification, then I identify as. You talking about a job, homie. You identify with what name come on that check. That check says Taco Bell. Okay? You are Mr. Taco Bell. And you have skill sets that a lot of people in that room can't even get close to. They don't know how to manage people like you do. They don't know how to deal with all the different projections and stuff that you do specific to the fast food industry. But no, you have an internet connection and a subscription to Xbox. And so now you are a pilot. Sir.
Baba Hard, a play pilot idiot.
But I feel him though. He was feeling self-conscious or whatnot. That's cool.
That's cool.
But
But we were talking about careers, not hobbies.
Like that ain't gonna come up.
here's the deal. Here's the deal, OP.
Who do you fly for?
I want you to concentrate on one thing that you slid through there, and then the ramifications of what happened afterwards. She knows that I have self-confidence when it comes to my job. You feel some type of way with the job that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of maybe working your way to being an area manager, maybe you love the job. You just want to work your way up. Maybe you need to go do something else. And instead, you decide to take your hobby as your career as your job, as your income, and none of that is correct. But that's not my problem with you. My problem with you is two things. One, you disrespect your wife because of your insecurity. Oh, she's very forgetful, which I'm sure he knows since working with her.
He probably does know because he's more than platonic, homie. Hey, hey, hey.
No, don't do it. Number two, and this is the part where I tell you to grow up. So what, you mean mugged her for the rest of the part? What the hell is that? So you look meanly at her through the whole. I'm just gonna scowl
He's a
at you.
kid.
Girl, I'm so mad at you because you told the truth,
He's a kid.
bruh.
And you didn't have the decency to look any bit ashamed while you said it. You said it proud and with your whole chest. How dare you be proud of your husband?
Now I'll be willing to. I don't know. Now when she said it, she probably said it in a very straight way, just like this is what he does, and he read all up into it. Now it'd be different if and they're like, "Oh, so Frank, what do you do?" And then she chimes in, "Oh, he just runs. You know, we manage a little restaurant. You know, he flip burgers."
But here's the
Then
deal.
you'd have a problem, but you still can't come back with, "I'm an astronaut." You can't do that.
Here's the funny thing about it is, to go about what you said, exactly what you said. She probably just said, "Oh, he managed McDonald's. I don't care, whatever. He manages a McDonald's, and it comes with perks." He heard, "Oh, he just works at McDonald's." Like,
Yeah, he got his own issues.
he heard what he heard, and it wasn't the nice way that she said it. And number three, OP, just to put more emphasis on logic. Nobody is so forgetful that they remember that you manages a restaurant, but forget that you're a pilot. Bruh, are you serious with this?
It's a sky restaurant.
The problem is that he is. I mean, okay, I believe the last time this was on, I pointed out that my maternal grandfather was a helicopter pilot, went through extensive training, and he also taught Mama Hart. Mama Hart's actually been up in a helicopter, has controlled and flown an aerial device. So she's more of a pilot than you, dude. That's actual flight time experience. There are things that happen up there that you cannot simulate. Any real pilot, anybody who's actually been up there, will tell you that.
Now, I don't want to poop on a man's dreams, though, right? You know, everybody can't afford to go through the course, and then,
Right.
you know, it's a very expensive ordeal, you know, to get the flight hours in and the insurance costs and all of that. As it's a big, big commitment. I get it. But, bro, you didn't do it. So that's why you can't claim it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
you can
actually a
claim
little
what you
bit
do
more
and
than a
then claim your
hobby.
hobby.
Say again?
It's actually a little bit more than a hobby. Or it isn't a casual hobby as a lot of people take hobbies.
He's a flight enthusiast.
Like, the way that I can somewhat relate to this is that I have had to research a hell of a lot of medicine to be able to communicate with doctors and stay somewhat up to date and on the team. I was expected to be a member, and I am expected to be a member of the team. Nowhere through all that research, time, all the books, all the studies that I have read through, have I ever claimed to be a doctor? Have I ever claimed to be a medical researcher? But this is something that, my life depends upon. So the amount of dedication is something that I can relate to. No, it doesn't give me a single penny. But yeah, it's way more than a hobby. But once again, I am not trying to claim that it's anything more than it is. There's the problem. You are insecure about what you do, and I'm really sorry. Either it's time to put up or shut up, because expecting your wife to lie to other people is not cool. Like, okay, I will recognize that this is more than a hobby. You know how to say technical things. You know what the instruments maybe say. But dude, you ain't never done it.
With that, Anna, can we also point out what he said, that he thinks he knows as much, if not more, than the average pilot? I'm just going to point this
Yeah,
one little
that was
bit.
arrogant. That was arrogant as hell.
I'm going to point this one little bit part out for you, bro. I'm just going to point this out to you really, really quick. When you was first starting out flying the plane and you crashed, I guarantee all you did was push a little button and start over. That ain't happening in real world, okay? That's not happening in real world.
Unless you fly for Boeing.
We have Boeing right up. Oh dear. Yep.
Lose the door. Just landing. We'll fix that.
Yeah.
You know, I would be mad at you, but nah, it's true.
Yep.
We still.
Hey, you said be more lighthearted.
We still find our stuff from Boeing from 1970s, like literally.
But other thing about this dude really, like, now I'm trying to give like credence to certain aspects. These are fun thought exercises for me. So he says he knows as much, if not more, than the average pilot. That could be very true as far as general knowledge. See, an actual pilot, from my understanding, and I am far from a flight enthusiast, they specialize in a particular type of aircraft. So they can fly planes that are in a certain wedge of planes. They don't go from jet fighter to the big giant tanker plane thingies. They don't do that because there's a different level of control and touch and feel and all that stuff that goes into it. So he could know about all of those things, but that doesn't mean he's better than them. It definitely means he's not better than them. Or you look at a flight mechanic. A flight mechanic probably knows more about that plane than that pilot ever will, even though the pilot takes very, very careful time to learn their plane. But it's still not the same as a person who's flipping the wrench and having to figure out, well, this sound is different for this plane. This ain't how it's supposed to sound, right? So I get where he's coming from, but that's him trying to lift his image, so to speak, to add some validity. He should have just left it at he's a manager and moved on. But he couldn't. He needed something that felt better. And I can kind of relate to that to an extent. I don't ever do it, but like my job, I'm an analyst. That's what I do. That means I'm on a team of like 6 people. You know, I would love to be able to say, well, no, I'm actually the lead project coordinator for. No, I run projects. I do lead projects. But that ain't my job. My job is I am an analyst. You know, so I get where he's coming from, but bruh, you're not 13. You can't sit there and just make up another story and then think everybody else is supposed to like build on to your story. And then because they didn't do it, now you're going to huff and puff in a corner. And then you're going to go home and you're going to give everybody silent treatment. And nah, man, grow up.
All right. One last more video that's going to shut down the first hour. Anna, take your headphones out.
I don't have them, so go ahead.
All right. Positive story of the week. There is no doubt that a lot of people feel like funerals are one of the most emotional, gut-wrenching events in your lifetime, especially when you're the type of person that may go through multiple ones in your lifetime. I found this video a while back, and then I forgot, and then I found it again, and I just found that when people say funerals are not for the dead, it's for the living. Except for this guy.
Hello? Hello? Let me out! Where the fuck am I? Hello? Hello? Let me out! It's fucking dark in here! Where the fuck am I? Is that priest I can hear? That fuck! Let me out! Hello? Hello? Stop the mask! Stop, I can hear you! Hello? Hello? Please! Hello? Who's there? Hello? He's in shaming, I'm in the box. No, I'm fucking front of you, I'm there. You gotta hear that. That's me. Hello again. Hello. I just called to say goodbye. I'm going to die, I'm afraid to say. Hello again. Hello.
So, a little background story on this. The guy is always been a prankster, according to this family.
Yeah. That's a given.
And
That was a tape recording or something?
A tape recording of him that a family member slid in at the right time, remote play, and he played that for his final prank to the family.
At least they laughed.
Yeah, that's cool. So check this out, right? I think that's actually pretty neat. Because his personality is the last thing you're gonna remember of him. It's not gonna be his cold shell in a box. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. I get that, and it's good that everybody was in on the joke, right?
Yeah.
So the problem would be is if everybody wasn't in on the joke, Okay,
I was a little freaked in the beginning.
that could be right. That could be a little different. But then also, this apparently is not happening in the good old U.S. of A.
No.
Because I've not been to a funeral, at least not since I was a kid, where the coffin is actually visible at the bottom of the tomb. Like they don't usually even put you down anymore because they're gonna put you inside that concrete case before they actually drop you all the way in. So it's like this is new to me. Like this is like some. I mean, it's obviously more current, but like I haven't seen a funeral where the coffin is literally lowered into the ground since I was a kid. You know,
Mm.
and then even back then they didn't put the dirt on because I think they still pull it right back up. That's how you can buy used coffins, people. This is why you can buy used coffins. But yeah, I thought it was pretty. It's way better than the ones that I saw where the people would have the funeral with their loved one like posed as though they were still alive. Those
Uh,
are not cool.
yeah, I get the concept of it. I get it, but y'all made it so cringy with that.
And nah, bro, that thing goes all the way back to Europe,
I understand that,
where they
but
used to turn their children into little
now,
dolls when they died.
now they got it where they're taking them to the club.
I
And
know now it's like way out there. Now they like pose like they shooting pool or riding a motorcycle. You know, and I'm like this a little much, y'all. I mean, grieve how you grieve, but it's your money. But whew,
I'm good. I'm good. Anna, you got any thoughts on this?
I have a way different thought. I wonder how many people have talked with their families about what they would like done when they pass away, what would be their wishes. Um, my whole family, we have talked about this. We know each other's wishes. I don't want to be put in a box. I don't want to be put in the ground. Um, we know exactly, who will take care of each other until we are no longer physically able to take care of each other. These things, they are extremely difficult conversations if you are not used to having them. But if you have them, get that paperwork drawn up, get your, will taken care of, and there are some, very basic ones that are not expensive, but it is a legal process. And funerals are expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want to. I would want the people who knew me to celebrate my life, kind of thing. But no, I wouldn't want people coming together to be, um, just to be sad. But the people that know me would know that, and yeah, I'm so happy that this family was laughing. 'Cause, like I said, I was a bit like in the beginning. But this is it's a serious conversation. It's a serious topic. It is not normalized in our country. And in my opinion, it should be. So,
I've
so to
held
answer
that
your question,
I've held that conversation before with my family, with my mom,
mhm.
everybody, because you don't know the hour or the time. So, and my deal is, I can't tell you not to be sad, because
No, and that's not what I meant.
You're gonna feel the way you feel.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, yeah, then I know this is gonna sound cruel, but it's me. I said it. I know you're gonna feel sad and everything else, but feel sad, blah blah blah, kick the door, smash the plates and everything else. But I need you to keep going.
Hmm?
Because that's how it is. I'm gone. That's it. I'm gone. So feeling sad ain't gonna bring me back. And also the funny thing about it is feeling sad is not gonna keep me in remembrance. And I think people do have that issue sometimes in a lot of things, that people feel that they're disrespecting their loved ones by moving on. Or they think that they disrespected them by, remembering the good times and stuff
I'm
like
not
that.
feeling sad.
Be in the corner somewhere and everything else. I'm not that cat. Sorry.
No.
I want you to remember me for what I was doing when my eyes was wide awake and everything else. That's why I always say, and it's been brand new too, give me my flowers now.
Mm-hmm.
I want your boo-hooing, and I remember he was one of the great. You ain't never told me that when I was alive. So what the hell are you saying it for now? I can't hear it. So who is this for? Because it ain't for me. Why didn't you tell me when I was here? So that pivots into the other thing. Tell people that stuff now. If you think they are so brilliant, tell them, you know what, this is going to be out of left field, but I really think you're one of the most brilliant people that I know, or the most caring person I know, or the smartest person I know, or the most genuine person I know, or all the things that I guarantee you, these big 20-letter words that you're going to come up with at the funeral, you can say right here and right now and not wait. Because I could be wrong with this next statement, but I really just feel like you just said those things for, I don't know, you.
That's exactly what it's for. They're left behind and they need to be comforted, Like,
Thank you.
That's great.
Yes.
I never
Everything
want
they're
to
saying
take
is for
that
them.
away.
Now
I'm
say
gone.
it twice. Now say it twice then. Say it
All
while
right, cool, man.
say it at the funeral too.
Okay. All right. So here's my take. So first part, to answer your question, Anna, no. Even though we should have these very candid conversations, unfortunately, they don't happen too often.
I know.
But preparations have been made in many ways. But like I try to bring this up with my wife, she ain't even trying to have them conversations. But for me, it's like this. According to my belief system, when I die, my energy disperses. I'm back with creation itself, right?
Yeah.
Waiting for however I get downloaded into the next person who's born, or maybe I become a star off in the sky. I don't know. Whatever happens with me, that process is already going. So I don't care what you do with me after I go. I really don't. I ain't here. I ain't here. Right? So that part of that. But I do want, man, I want a nice send off. Shoot. I want to make sure that as many people as possible that I was able to in some way help make your life better, or add some humor, or add some knowledge, or add some something. Like it's weird, I guess, but like for me, like I want to go out as a type of old head that the young cats be like, they call me pops. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of esteem that I want to go out on. I want to be an actual elder, right? So for me, yeah, I want a nice lot of people caring, and yeah, do all your crying and the boo-hooing and stuff, but understand that I'm not here, right? If you want to give me my flowers, because I'm awkward, I'm very socially awkward, so don't give them to me while I'm alive, because I won't understand. But pick up my work and go somewhere with it. right? Carry on my work as your own. Do something bigger with it than I ever was able to, or that I never figured out how to. You know, that's somebody be my armor bearer and go that way. That would be the thing for me. But
That's the
as
last
far
thing I
as
go through.
yeah, but as far as the services, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? What whoever survived me, they'll figure it out. You know, if it's my wife, if it's my kids, they'll figure all that out. But what I don't want you to do though, and I told my parents this, I told my parents, I told all my friends, and my brother, the one person I know who really understands this, and my wife understands it. If something happens to me, don't you dare get up there talking about thieves forgave anybody. If somebody did something to me, F them. All right. If I go out
To
because of a
that right
disease,
beyond the grave.
no, I ain't even about no grudge. I'm just not letting it.
No.
No.
All right.
If it's a disease or old age or something like that, fine. Hey, say all your wonderful things. But don't you get up there and somebody
Oh
that did something to me and say
no.
he would just want, well, he would just want to forgive and no, burn it down, burn it all down.
I'll be the first one in the back going, liar!
He ain't said that.
You know dang well he ain't say that.
Yep.
Liar! All right, everybody, that is our first hour. Oh, Anna, you got something?
Just one more thing is because I said I don't want my body in a box in the ground because I actually do want my body to go to science. I've been doing paperwork that will get me to a university in California where they study what happens not only to the brain that has been affected by the particular bacteria that have been going on in my body, but also, what happens to the nerves. I'm hoping that I could help a lot of people in the future with whatever my body could say. That's another thing. There's a lot
That's
you
very
can do.
admirable.
It is. It is.
It,
Very admirable. And I hear that that people who are suffering from particular ailments or rare diseases are often the main ones who will donate this because they want someone to make someone else not have to go through this, right?
yeah, yeah.
So they can speed that up. But it's funny, not haha funny, but funny because they say that there's a severe deficit, I guess you could say, of black people who donate their body to science. And
Why would you trust it?
that's exactly why we don't, because I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like donating organs, I used to be an organ donor. Took myself right off of that too. Now, this could be all conspiracy theory and all that stuff, but I know that in my living life, I'm not at the highest level of your concern as far as what happens to me. So if I'm an organ donor, I'm also a universal because I'm an O negative. So I got that blood that everybody can get.
Ooh,
So that means my organs can go to just about anybody.
yeah.
So how hard you gonna keep me alive?
I can. Yeah.
we're in a capitalist system. They're gonna be like,
Yep.
yo, we can get something for that. He ain't gonna do all right anyway. Let's go ahead and yeah.
Yeah.
One, it's the truth, and two, jeez, that's a bad. It's the truth.
I
Just
mean,
didn't want
just
to go out
knowing
the
the
first
story
one
of
with
Henrietta Lacks is enough for me to say I understand the complete distrust. And I know a lot more than just that.
All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and go into the second hour. We're going to see if we can do a 2-hour show. We're going to see. We're going to see.
We're almost there.
We're going to have a Of course, Mafia video to show. Am I the A-hole? One video, two, both the videos, depending on which one I choose, has been played on this show again. That's why I honestly don't give a F, because I just didn't want to feel like looking for something new. So we'll listen to it again.
Okay.
And then we'll go into Mafia video of the night, which I'll tell you the second hour, because it sure as hell didn't work the first hour. 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always say dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, higher to above you. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
We are back, and just to clarify some information, we're at $3.99.
It cost us a subscriber. I'm sorry.
So anyway, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in where we will have a variety of news from around the world and around the country, including the return of Ted Cruz. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media. Fan help support Tracy at all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to Thea's website and Patreon. Thea's is OurUnitedCore.com. Communities built movements. Got it now, buddy. And if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. And let's go ahead and get into it, everybody. Am I the a-hole?
Hey, Marlon.
Yep.
What hour is it?
Oh, God. Buddy.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and get into the Mama Heart Hour.
Thank you for remembering that.
Apparently, 399. You two said, not today, Satan. Just made you feel good for that 1 hour. Girlfriends, I get there. My wife will get the 400 in the 2 weeks that we're off. Like, I don't even know how to feel about that. We like listening to you. We just don't like to listen to you live. Like, if you could just.
Well, live is hard, man. Live can be hard because, like, sometimes I feel like some of the ones I do watch live, it's just me. So y'all don't be like me. Be better than me. But like, I feel like I missed something. So I'll end up going and watching it when it replays so I can see the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I did that with Kim Brown yesterday when she was talking about the former Baltimore district attorney. I had to go back and listen to that.
Marilyn Mosley.
Yes.
Yeah. She reports on her a lot.
Yes. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get into it because
she's done a lot.
I haven't followed that at all.
Just put it to you this way: I was so done with her as soon as she put the daughter in the camera and on the microphone. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Late.
I mean, I've heard positive thing. You know, people who have a different view on the positive side of her, and when you start looking at the way they targeted her for things that they don't target nobody else for, and the way that they did it, there's always more to the story.
Yeah,
always more.
Well, I guess my underlying reasoning for the whole situation is if somebody is doing something, it's just like with Biden. Biden will never go down as one of my favorite politicians because then again, I honestly don't think I actually have a favorite politician. But if I did, it wouldn't be Biden. I'm literally telling you there are some good things that Biden does do, and we report it. There are some bad things that Biden do, and we report it. But we're not going to see go, Biden did some bad things, so no matter what good things Biden do, we're not ever going to report it because he hasn't done anything bad. Oh, wait a minute, he just did something bad. Let me report that. Oh, we're just going to ignore that. Oh, he did something bad again, so we're going to report. That's on a lot of people, on a lot of politicians, athletes, entertainers. We do that on all of that. Like, you either take us, you can't help taking a stance one way or the other. In your positive form or your negative form. If you're positive form, they can do no wrong. If you're negative form, they can do no right. Yeah. And either way, you call yourself reporting the truth.
That's what makes it so complicated because it's one, if you choose a team, now you're more predisposed to seeing things a particular way because that's your team, right? It doesn't mean that you don't see some of the other stuff. It's just that you don't want to broadcast that aspect for some of the low-lying pieces. And then you have other people who don't choose a team. And so they people like me, who I don't consider myself a Democrat, and I definitely don't see myself as a Republican. So I have criticisms for both sides. Mm-hmm. But I'm still biased though, because I think the Republican Party, as it stands, is the most horrendous thing ever. It's like its worst version of itself. It's the Democrats of the 40s and the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a severe issue with conservatives. I don't care. I don't like conservatives. I don't like them. I don't like them. I can talk to them, and I can find different places I can work with them on certain pieces if they're on that wavelength. But there's so few of them right now, so I just tend to stay away. But that's
And
my
that's
bias.
my part right there. If the Republicans did something that was good, I would report it.
But
If you notice,
no,
I haven't, because you don't.
but that's just it. That's right there. That speaks to
Have
our
they done
bias
anything good?
because I don't know if they've done anything good because I wouldn't give them the benefit of doubt to say that they did. Because as a national party, they do horrendous things. They just do. But that doesn't mean that everybody who's flying a Republican name is horrendous. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like those that handful of Republicans who still vote with Democrats on certain things. Or when they oppose something, they oppose it on a principle basis. I may not agree with their principles, but I can understand where they're coming from type thing. Those aren't bad things, right? We're not all supposed to agree. That's the problem here. Everybody wants everybody to agree. So, but I know I'm very biased. So I'm not going to give them a lot of credit. And then I look at the Democrats and I'm like, come on, you guys. You give us no reason to vote for you. You give us no reason. You do not come out and say, here's why you should vote for me. Here's why I'm so good. No, you get lazy. And I'm speaking mainly how the Democrats talk to the black community. You get lazy and you just say we're better than them guys. Just wait, we'll get around to you. Same thing you've been saying to us since the party switched in the 60s. We're tired of that. But we're also a pragmatic group, so we're gonna vote for you. Because we don't want the other side. Because you're right, they are pretty bad. But I'm just saying, it's like the bias piece of it still gets in the way. We're not going to give our, and personally, I'm okay with this, what I'm about to say. We're not going to give our enemy the benefit of the doubt when they do good things. Because if you decide you're in a fight, then you need to be ready to fight.
Parker, to answer your question, I know it's way a ways, but you all should totally consider doing an election night show in November.
Why would you want that? I'm really curious, like, if there is a reason. Because there's so many people.
Yeah, we talked about this years ago, and we all voted it down, even when Tracy,
Tracy will have one.
Tracy will have one.
Right, yeah.
Marlon will have a short segment. He can't help himself.
Like, I could see an hour.
I could see an hour of it doing, but me all night doing it, no.
Yeah, and don't expect me to do it.
There was people, when I say do a election night, I mean it was 2-3 hours. So no, that's not me. I always found it boring, and even then, I would put something. I would put on a news organization on one YouTube or whatever, but I guarantee you, I'll be looking at something completely and utterly different. I'll just check in from time to time. But me just standing there and watching it and watching whatever this new guy that they have on CNN, the sweaty guy who thinks this is a sports organization now, jumping up and down and waving his hand around, he just creeps me out because I don't know what he's doing. But
do we ever learn what's going to happen that night?
That's my reason. That's my reason right there.
And the funny thing about it is the only excitement that you actually get the first night is somebody calling it early. Like the last who was it that won in Kentucky just like with 2% reported or 5% reported? Who was that?
Probably Miss McConnell. But
no, it wasn't big.
I would like to say that the media will do it better this time because they should know, but they've already shown us that they can't. They can't help themselves.
No,
so
it's the same thing they've been doing. Why
they're going to do the same thing? Yeah, I mean they say that they know that they should do better, and that's just paying lip service because at the end of the day, it's about advertising and it's about eyeballs on TV. So They're going to continue to tell us that the race is close, no matter what the reality is. They're going to continue to skew whatever polls that they take. They're going to continue to stack their little the groups that they do where they get the people to talk about their interests and so forth. They know exactly who they're putting on these little panels to talk. So they're going to continue to do all of that stuff just to keep people attached and riveted in. And like Anna just said, we will not know. You know, we won't know. Even if it's a blowout, we still won't know because guarantee they're going to be fighting over mail-in ballots. They're going to fight over absentee ballots. They're going to fight over electors. They're going to fight, like, people are watching the wrong side of the game. They're looking at this like this is a normal process. It will not be a normal process. We will have slates of electors that will be fighting with the other electors for who's legitimate. Everything they tried to do the last time, they're going to do it a lot better this time. So that's one reason why Trump is kind of moving the way he's moving, because the front line is the election. He knows where the real fight comes in. Do I have the House where I needed to be? Do I have the Supreme Court where I needed to be? And do I have the people who can manipulate things on the ground level where I need them to be? And the Democrats all along are sitting back here saying, well, we'll just have to make sure we win in court. Right?
Let the public know that we're not them.
Hello, Foxy, my lovely wife.
Hello.
I'll be back, guys. Just gonna make a cup of tea.
I think y'all bring different perspective. There's others who do media shows every day, all the time, and I agree with you, Parker, because none of us is the same. I mean, the fun part about this show that we have, and I've said this before, is we all come to the same conclusion. We just take really different paths to get to it. So it's never a right or wrong. It's different. It's not something that's going to be taken care of in one night. It's a whole process. It ain't but so many times where we could go, ooh, that was close. Ooh, here we go. Oh, that's a blowout. Oh, and then judges and people we ain't never heard of, nor will we ever hear of again. It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just not my thing.
This election is going to be a hot mess.
So yeah, I could hang in there for an hour, but I guarantee you after that 1 hour, it's like, okay, I'm over this.
The only thing about the hour approach, is what would we really get a chance to cover? You know what I'm saying? Like that we wouldn't cover probably the weekend prior. Because we won't have real results to work off of. I mean, like I could get out there once again saying, hey guys, don't forget, as soon as the election over, make sure you change your registration, right? You know, I can do that.
I literally am going to do that. As a matter of fact, that's already a show that's already in the making. Is that after the show? That's going to be a show. Okay. Time to change your registration.
Yeah, it's time for us to do something. Like, you know, sometimes I feel like it's hard to get myself. Sometimes I go through ups and downs.
Oh, by the way, before you start, there's no way in the world we're going to do a 2-hour show. So go ahead.
Oh, I'm done then. I don't want to say no.
No, go ahead. It's a done deal. Nothing's going to change this now. Nothing's going to change it.
It's 10:17.
Nothing's going to change it. You might as well finish.
I don't want to.
Oh my God. You don't want to because you're determined we're going to do the rest of this show in 40 minutes.
Only if you allow us.
You're like a toxic girlfriend. You do stuff and then blame me for it.
It's not you. It's me.
It's your fault I cheated. girlfriend's pen name.
I'm a 32-year-old guy, and I've been dating Siobhan, who's 32, for 6 months now. She's always been very vague about what she does for a living, saying things like she writes and she works from home. But recently, one of her friends mentioned something, and I finally dragged it out of her. She's an author. She writes and self-publishes romance and erotica stories and novels, and while not rich, she's able to make a living out of it. I Googled her name and couldn't find anything, so I confronted her about this. She said that she writes under a pen name, so I demanded that she gives it to me so I can know what she does. She refused, saying that she doesn't want it to be leaked even by accident and no one knows. I accused her of not trusting me, and she still refused, which was really annoying. I tried a nicer approach and told her that I want to know her fantasies so I can try it out with her, and she told me that what she writes aren't her fantasies, but her readers' fantasies, and she's still not going to tell me. At night, I tried to check her laptop for her pen name, but she changed her password before bed. I was annoyed and told her that she clearly doesn't trust me, and it's not fair because I have a right to know what she writes. Especially since it's a sensitive topic and I don't know her if I don't know her pen name. She was furious that I tried to look on her laptop and told me to go home. Before leaving, I told her that when she calls to apologize, I expect to get her pen name with the apology. She called me a bad guy on my way out. I thought that she'd call now, but she hasn't. My sister told me that I was the bad guy and I should apologize, but I just don't see it and I need a second opinion. Was I the bad guy?
You don't need to apologize. Do not apologize. Pretend she does not exist and leave her alone.
Let me say this real
Leave
quick.
her.
Let everybody else talk, I promise. I'm just going to give you one bit of advice, OP, because I think your brain is too small for a whole bunch of it. Do not go and snoop on your girlfriend / ex-girlfriend's computer and then turn around and say, obviously you don't trust me. Dumbass. You are the walking definition of an untrustworthy individual. Second of all, your language is really
abusive,
controlling, or abusive to a point. You have this thing where you're demanding and you confronted her and I want an apology along with your pen name, and I'm going to decide to go into your computer behind your back. And you have this real domineering attitude as if you're God's creation to this woman and you're not. And why haven't she called you back? She's not. She's just not going to call you back. You are more detriment to her and her career than you are a plus. By your last statement, a wide margin. Move on. Leave her alone. It's a done deal. Do better.
Marlon, don't you understand? Her life can't even truly begin until she's truly his woman and under his covering. And if she wants to be under his covering, then she must consent and she must yield to his wise knowledge and counsel. Don't you understand, Marlon? He's got to go kick field goals tomorrow.
Feel like the learning tree. You're just a man. And by the way, I'm sorry. I'm playing this for a reason. Hold on. I'm sorry I'm playing this again. I just want to catch one thing.
I'm a 32-year-old guy, and I've been dating Siobhan, who's 32, for 6 months now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Man, go kick rocks. 6 months. And you ain't even trying to. Okay, Anna, because I'm done.
You guys are not meant to be. Move on. You don't trust her, and now you've given her a reason not to trust you. Move on.
Wow. Mafia video of the week. Okay, so now I'm going to explain myself how I couldn't explain myself in the first hour during closing.
Mhm.
Yes, this is another fart video. It is absolutely totally different. It's not going into great detail or anything like that. But again, this is a two-parter because I like these videos where OP has a problem and then the other side comes out, the other parties, so to speak. And it's just amazing to me to hear two sides of the same event. So I'm going to play the first video. We're going to say our piece and everything. And then I'm going to have a little excerpt before we get into the second video because interesting, to say the least. So let's go ahead and get into the first video.
I met this girl a couple of weeks ago, and I've never hit it off with anyone like this. She was extremely attractive, funny, we loved the same things, and everything was perfect. However, she kept mentioning all of her pet peeves, some of which are unforgivable and instant deal breakers. Our first date was this past Saturday night. I made a reservation at a hard-to-get hole in the wall that's literally a tourist attraction in my town in Louisiana. It's a perfect spot for a quiet dinner. That quietness would become a detriment to my dating life. I had been gassy all day for no reason at all. It was one of those days. However, the farts weren't noisy or smelly, so I didn't think much about it. We were talking and having a great time when I tried to ease one out, and for some reason, it was an audible, clear fart noise. In a desperate attempt to lie my way out of this mishap, I quickly said, "That's not what it sounds like, I promise you, it was my chair." The night's conversational focus has now shifted towards the unidentified noise. Her whole demeanor changed, and there was no more laughs, jokes, smiles, nothing. One of her aforementioned pet peeves had surfaced. The night was effectively over. In a last-ditch effort to recover, we decided on trying to recreate the fart noise with the chair. If I could somehow achieve this, I had a chance. Although slim to none, a chance nonetheless. Long story short, I could not recreate the fart noise by scooting the chair around, and our now-delivered food was getting cold. She accused me of being a farting liar and left. It's now Monday morning, and I still haven't heard from her as I lie here and post about my gastric misfortunes. Believe it or not, this was the short version. Is there a chance for us, or is she out? Should I have taken ownership of the fart? Thoughts?
Okay, I'm going to change a little bit, something else that I said. That's his story. And I'm going to go ahead and just give you the spoiler. Not only is he lying, he very much under something. I can't even think of the word now. He played this very lightly from what really did happen.
This guy and I hit it off after a few weeks of talking, so I agreed to go on a date with him. He was very funny, intelligent, and cute, to name just a few. We were getting to know one another. We discussed things that we love, hate, and annoyances from a relationship standpoint. So far, nothing crazy. I told him that I don't tolerate dishonesty, I don't like feet, and I don't like bathroom talk. Fast forward to our date and everything is going well. We get our drinks and appetizers. He got some kind of bean soup as an appetizer. He was slurping it out of the bowl, which didn't really bother me. It was just noticeable. Dinner comes out, and he lets out the loudest, rankest fart that I have ever had the displeasure of witnessing, and I work in healthcare. Honestly, he looked so embarrassed. I was going to ignore it and continue with dinner. That is, until he practically yelled, "I didn't fart! It was the chair! The chair farted, not me! I promise, I didn't fart!" So I said, "It's okay, just please stop saying that and lower your voice. Y'all, I kid you not. This man starts scooting around on the chair and telling me he'll prove to me that he didn't fart and to just listen for the chair. This went on for a solid 5 minutes with people staring at us. I was so embarrassed and he would not let it go. I finally just got up and left. He left me several voicemails afterwards telling me how dramatic I was for leaving over a squeaky chair and how ridiculous my pet peeves were. I never responded to him, and then I found out about his Reddit post. Can y'all blame a gal for walking out?
You do understand this really underlying thing has nothing to do with your little gassy situation. It has everything to do with you're on a first date. The girl literally told you lying is one of her pet peeves. So, what did you decide to do is lie on the first date. Not only do it seem like that you lied on the first date, you lied loudly, as if you wanted everybody to hear you. So not only did you lie, now you're embarrassing. And you think this is going to be a second date to it? Especially after you call her, sitting there talking about that was dramatic. Bruh, what you did was dramatic. And you called her saying her walking out was dramatic. Pretty sure nobody was watching her as she walked out. Or pretty sure everybody was watching her when she walked out, because you had all eyes on you anyway, as you sit there yelling about, it's a chair, I swear it's a chair. No, don't look at me, it was a chair. Do you think this is over with? Yeah. I wanted to point out this video of there's always a second part to somebody's Reddit stories. And I know that's not what the business that we're into. Our business is to get the first part, analyze it, make jokes or be serious or analyze it and everything else. But I love the videos when we get the other side of the story. And obviously, these two sides do not match at all. Especially when you find out that this girl was going to just move on, like, hey, okay, whatever, I'm done with it. I'm just going to ignore that happened. No, you threw a little tantrum for no reason, by the way. And then scoot around in your chair like a toddler, trying to repeat the sound for 5 minutes. Just a little advice, OP. Grow up before you get involved with anybody else. Take ownership of your action and move on. Now, for the girl of this story, to each their own, but I'm not going to sit here and look across the table and see somebody slurping anything out of their bowl. No, that just not me. I don't even care what it is. Just stop that. Anyway, I'm done. This is so sad. They're really trying so much to get down to the 2-hour mark that both of them muted themselves.
I muted myself so I wouldn't interrupt you. And this is yet another fart story. I don't have a lot to add to this. Like, you on a date, you farted, the date's over. I don't care what extra conversation you have. The date's over. Plus, I'm the dude who dumped a girl once because we were on a date and she chewed with her mouth open. So yeah, all her red lines made perfect sense to me because I share most of those. And it's just like, whatever. Everything ain't a match. First date. It's done. Done.
No, I actually understand chewing with your mouth open. Like, no, I don't want to see all that.
Everybody, that's just it. Everybody though is not raised the same way. And it's not like they're spitting food across the table. It's just that I do not like that. Therefore, check. That's a reason for us not to continue. That's all. The next person might have zero issue with it. I just do. And I'm pretty sure somebody letting out a raucous fart at dinner. You got one chance to explain yourself because there better be something medical going on because this right here, bad luck. You might not ever do that. There might be something that never happens to you. Unfortunately, it happened today.
Anna?
There's really not a lot to add. Like in some cultures, drinking out of a bowl, perfectly acceptable, not a gross, disgusting thing. If this is important to you, yeah, you talk about pet peeves, red lines. You cannot, this is a no cross. And you will find lying is going to be a top 3 for most people.
Even if they're liars.
Right.
Hypocrisy is never going to be one of them. The attempt to create it with the chair was just sad and embarrassing for him.
That was.
Yes.
Dude.
It's the fact that you lied about the situation and then went into your reenactment for 5 minutes straight.
The only way he can recreate what happened using the chair is to once again fart into the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, please grow up. That's all I can say. And by the way, Anna, I'm an American. This is my culture. I do not want to see you slurping out of a bowl. And I mean, even if we're at home, please do not be slurping out of a bowl.
Right, we all different. Like me, it would grate my nerves,
not partners,
but I wouldn't really care.
But then again,
not a big deal.
I've already been called the old man of the group in a way, so
I never said that.
You did.
No,
2 weeks ago.
You're the oldest. But
there you go.
Well, we love your old self.
Jeez. But to go ahead and end off on a good note on Mafia Video of the Week, because this is also going to be shown tomorrow too. Alice Guy is back.
If you have anxiety, throw it out the window. Self-hatred, out the window. That thing that reminds you of your ex and heartbreak, out the window. Anxiety, throw it out the window, throw it out the window. Self-hatred, throw it out the window, out the window. That thing that reminds you of your ex and heartbreak, out the window, window. That demon that eats your socks, that doesn't even like socks, but eats them to piss you off, out the window. That one baby in the airplane that's making everyone angry. Out the window. No! Don't worry, I got the baby, everything's fine. Anxiety, throw it out the window, throw it out the window. Self-hatred, throw it out the window, out the window. That thing that reminds you of your ex and heartbreak. Out the window, window, window. Anxiety, throw it out the window, throw it out the window. Self-hatred, throw it out the window, out the window. That thing that reminds you of your ex and heartbreak. Out the window, window, window.
Just don't throw the baby out the window.
Don't worry, catches the baby just in time.
But they were on a plane. It ain't even about the baby. If you try to throw the baby out the window, everybody dies.
True. But did you catch it? No babies were hurt in the drawing of this
Thing.
doodle. I'm super proud of him because this particular message, I believe the original video, this was like a remix of the song. It went up for an award, I think a Webby award. And so
So this is a popular cat. I
didn't
thought it was some
know.
random thing y'all found in the corner of the internet.
I thought it
And
was
Marlon,
too.
you're muted.
I didn't know.
No, I'm not. That
You
steak
were
that
when you
was,
were talking a minute ago.
I was laughing when it was muted. That steak that wasn't cooked to your desire out the window.
Yeah, make sure the window's open.
But make sure dude. Snap. And that window is not open. It's not going out the window.
Oh
Bad
God!
date.
It's going.
You're gonna wish you farted.
It just cartoonishly slid down the window.
Blood dripping down the window.
Oh, that's terrible. Now I'm gonna show this next video because now, even though I like this dude, I really do. True or untrue, this is the only video that he's done that kind of made me a little mad at him.
When I was like 9 years old, we had a movie theater in my hometown called Studio Art, and it said on the sign that they showed adult movies, and I was very intrigued by that. So every time we would pass it, I would be like, Mom, can we go to Studio Art? And she'd be like, no, we can't. And I'd be like, why? And she'd say, they don't have movies there that you would like. So one time, my grandma was babysitting me, and I'm like, Grandma, can we go to Studio Art? And she didn't know what that was, so she was like, maybe, how much does it cost? And I was so excited, so I pulled out the phone book and looked up the number, and I called Studio Art. And I was like, how much does it cost? And the guy on the phone was like, how old are you? And I was like, 9. And he was like, you have to be 18. And I was like, it's okay, I'm with my grandma. And before he could say anything, I handed her the phone. I could see the look on her face turn to horror as the guy was talking. And then she looked at me with this look in her eye, like, we can never talk about this.
We're in the second hour, right?
Yeah.
We're in the second hour. Go ahead.
That kid's a little shit.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what made me so. Dude, why did you bring your grandma into this? Man. No, I'm not liking you. Don't like you. Don't like.
So much of the positive feelings I had for this kid, just like, nope. But
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes.
Is that about me?
No, that was about me. Because I didn't like him.
But I exceeded my time, so I'm done.
Ella, do you have anything to say? Take your time.
I knew so many 9-year-old boys just like that.
They would throw your grandma.
They, they wanted, even if he didn't understand, which we all know, he wanted what he wanted. And his eye was just on the prize. He didn't, there was no thought, there is no hookup. He was 9.
Okay.
Wait. You're saying don't hold it against him because he was 9?
Um, no, it was absolutely, you shouldn't have said, Grandma, can we go to this place that I have already been told no several times? I can't say that's out of character for a 9-year-old boy or girl. What kid doesn't try to push their boundaries?
So I got 3 of them, and all of them have done their thing. So don't get me wrong. Like lying is really where mine would be, which is kind of where this kid. But this kid took it to the next level. He's manipulating his grandparents,
Mm,
and that's not okay for me. Now, other people, y'all
agree.
rock how you rock. But this is the type of kid that'd be like, you can't come to my house. I don't want you around my kids because
Mm,
you teach them to be like that. I don't want you around my kids. I don't like kids like that.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, this is me. Now, some people, because like some people are like, let kids just let kids be kids, and then now they want to try to start to raise them when they're 10 and 11 years old. And I don't, no, you don't have
No.
free range children and then try to put
No.
structure on 'em.
No.
Here are my expectations, and when you cross the line and you mess up, I'm gonna drag your butt right back across that line. I'm not a gentle parent, okay? So I'm not the Billy. Let's talk about why that just wasn't okay. That's not me. Okay?
That's not
Now,
really gentle parenting, but yeah.
that's permissive parenting, I know. But then you have the gentle parenting, I ain't that one either. But this little monster, I would have to pull this chain. It wouldn't be like because I don't believe in putting your hands on children, but it wouldn't have been pleasant.
Oh, this would be a huge deal in my house. Yeah, neither my brother nor I, we wouldn't have pulled this shit. Um, and I am
I'm
not
just
saying
saying I'm just saying there's no part of me that's going to see this from the kid's side.
I just know for me, and I'm speaking for myself. I know my grandmother was a lot more strict than my mom. So if my mom said no, I don't have a chance in hell of asking my grandmother, let alone her saying yes. And oh, by the way, whether I know it or not, my grandmother would have been the person who went to my mom and said, "Did you know what your son tried to do?" So now I'm in
Well,
trouble
we
with
don't
my
know about that
grandmother.
part happening. That part might
No,
have
she
actually
said.
happened because
No,
grandma she
into
said let's
this
not talk
again.
about this
So
again.
chances are she was.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So chances are
Yeah,
she
it could go either way. I'm
was
with you there.
mom. So yeah, but that ain't my family. Cause now I'm gonna tell you what the 3-parter is. My mom already said no, and that was her being nice. No, we're not going. Then I pulled the same thing with my grandma. My grandma found out the truth. Now she's mad. Then she tells my mom. Now that's the three-parter because two parts is coming from my mom. One, I disrespected her by going behind her back to get somebody else to do it. And two, I brought in my grandmother. Yeah, this is not going to go good for me. This is not going to be a party. This is not going to be good. So
this is what we call a teaching moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that right.
You ain't never lied on that one. You got to be taught.
So, and I'm not trying to come down hard. I get what you're saying. It is a teaching moment because you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn today. But the lesson is different parenting style. For me, the lesson would have already been taught because this just me. I raised my children from the beginning and I never speak down to them. So they're constantly getting the same level of education their whole life. I'm not the one that's going to sit here and try to teach you according to a specific instance. You know my expectations. You know what the expectations are for you as a person and as a part of this family. That's how I'm teaching you. So you do this with my mama. First of all, you've already had all the lessons. You've had all the lessons before this. You did this even at 8, 9, 10 years old. You did this fully aware and intentional. Fully.
Yep.
So now the reinforcement part comes, and that's not going to be pleasant for any of us because I always take it to a 10. I don't care how small the infraction is, it's a 10 when I come to you. So that's why I'm like, this little kid, now granted, if this is like my niece or my nephew or something like that, probably I will get them to adjust to how I am anyway when they're in my presence. But this is a different situation with like, he's going around his mom, normal for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to grandma, grandpa, normal for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Tries to play the angle, but it was what he was trying to play the angle on. I'm not trying to. The kids will be kids. Approach is not. It's not even going to factor for me. We coming at it like you try to manipulate your grandmother, the person I raised you to protect. When you try to manipulate me and manipulate your mom or manipulate one of your siblings, then there's a foul. We're gonna deal with it, right? Because that's what people do. But there are certain people in life that are in protected status. In my family and grandparents are protected status. You never play with them, ever.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Because I'm a little unclear on. You said what it was about. Adult movies?
Yes. So what he did was a little boy who started in puberty wants to see things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew that this would be embarrassing and compromising to your grandmother. She became part of the joke to get to what you wanted. If that were not so, you would not have gone through the steps that you did to get there. Right? You know the answer, but you don't give her the answer when she asks you about it. You go get the phone book and call for her, and then as soon as the dude asks a question, you just hand it to grandma real quick so that you catch her off guard and you catch her in the moment. So you put her in a position to be embarrassed. These are all things you thought of. And I know you thought about it because that's how you came to it. It wasn't like she asked about it and you just said these are the things. No. You manipulated the position all the way through to then embarrass your grandparent. We're not going to do this.
No. And like I said, it's going to be double. I'm speaking for myself, but it's going to be double for me because I tried to embarrass and manipulate my grandmother. But this is something that has never been said for a long time, and I have to make sure that everybody understands this. I tried to embarrass and manipulate my grandmother, the mother of my mama. My mom already in protective mode. So what you think that happened to me? So you try to protect, so you try to manipulate my mama? My mama, who's been my mama longer than you, she been your grandmother? It'll be quite an interesting conversation.
But that's what I mean by protected status, right?
Yeah.
There's levels. There's levels in my family. I mean, I know other families are some different families have different structures where some are like flat, or some are more informal, or some are more blended and layered. There's levels. Okay. As your parent, I will never be your friend. I am friendly towards you. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I have to make particular calls that your friend ain't gonna make. So I have levels. And the people who are above me, untouchables. Grandparents are untouchables. Just like my children are untouchables. I will go to war with my parents over my children. So there's levels and ranks as far as things go with me. And if you're part of my network, you understand that. And it's kind of a side thing, but it's like when I used to date after my divorce, and girls would be like, because my daughter is my world, and they wanted to meet my daughter. Absolutely not. It is not, you don't understand what you're asking for when you're dealing with a guy like me, and you say you want to meet my daughter or meet my mom. That's a dangerous thing to ask for, right? Because you hurt me, you break my heart, I'll deal with it. Hurt one of them.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's just there's levels and there's protected people, and yeah, not cool.
Okay, FYI, we're back up to 400 subscribers. I don't know what is going on, so
Welcome, thank you.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming on Foxy's videos of the week. Let's go ahead and get the most controversial one out of the way. A man said, "I'm sorry."
A man who says sorry when he is wrong is honest. A man who says sorry when he is not sure is wise. And a man who says sorry even when he's right is called a husband.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that
He was doing that for the applause line.
yeah, because I'm trying to figure out, and a man who says sorry even when he's right as a husband makes me feel that the two is negated. That doesn't mean that he's wise and he's honest, but that doesn't automatically make you a husband.
Well, it doesn't automatically make you a husband. Having a wife makes you a husband. Or having a spouse makes you a husband. But I mean, you get what he's going with, right? Because on the humorous side, sometimes when your wife is just like on one, and you just be like, "You're right, dear. I'm sorry," because it's an easier path to just getting past this moment, right? I know I'm not wrong, and once she's no longer upset with whatever the situation is, she'll probably realize I'm not wrong. But in this moment, she needs something to be able to let this go. Okay, I'll take that. Personally, I would chalk that into the little bucket that I live in that says this is the leadership moment, where in order to get past the moment, sometimes I got to give up my right for another's wrong, and this is just whatever, you know. But that isn't what makes you a husband, right? Like the joke is just that a husband is oftentimes getting browbeaten by his old lady. That's the joke.
Yeah.
The reality is more complex, which is just sometimes you got to give up your right for another person's wrong, and that's being a good spouse. So,
All right, from that to this one of my favorite videos.
did Anna have a take?
No,
That
I
was
think
different. Man.
this is where she started to get real tired. Yeah. See, I'm the big brother. I notice these things, Theus.
Well, I see. I notice things, but I also trust that my sister can speak for herself when she's tired.
No, I understand that, but I want to make sure I'm in protective mode.
I love you both. Thank you.
But she loves me more.
Yeah, she probably does, but it's okay.
Right now, I
How
love
much she
you
loves
both,
you
and I
has nothing
hate
to do
you
with how much
both,
I
and
love
I
her.
love you
I
both.
knew I was going to say that. I love you, but I hate you. But I love you. Oh, two
All right,
more.
it's taking too much energy. Let's go.
Or we're up out of here. The best way to find your girlfriend.
Yo, what are you looking for? Dude, I can't find my girlfriend. Oh. Oh, Cal.
Hey,
Can I borrow you real quick?
Sure.
Here, just stand right here.
Okay.
And then just put your head against my shoulder.
Oh, like this?
Yep.
Hey!
Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
The old me will find that hilarious. The current version of me, I don't know what happened. Like something has shifted inside of me in the last few years. I find that actually quite insulting.
Why?
It's basically saying that in order, I don't know where my girl is, but I know that she's so jealous and insecure that if I just let another woman get close to me, she'll show up. That is, as you know, that's toxic. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. The old me would have been like rolling, but this now I'm sitting here like that don't feel right.
It's like before I get the joke, but
and I get also it's a skit and everybody's in on it, and she probably thinks it's hilarious too. That's why they put it all together. And like I get all of that too, but then I'm just like if I'm watching it as an observer, it was almost cringe funny. If that's a term, I don't know.
It is now. We show cringe funny humor on this show. We take you out of your comfort zone. We make you feel icky, as Theus would say. Last video of the night, and like I said, I didn't show this. This is hands down one of my favorite videos, and after listening to what Theus said, he probably not gonna like this video either. But sorry, still one of my favorite videos now. When your woman got your back.
Hey, bro, I'm about to ask her right now. I'm about to see if I can pop out. Hey, the homeboys got a whole section at the club. They trying to see if I can pop out.
Baby, I don't care. No, you cannot go out. If you go, you might as well go move in with him because you ain't coming back here.
I don't know what's her problem, man. She been tripping. She on her period. No, I'm definitely gonna pop out next weekend.
No, you ain't going nowhere next weekend. You're staying at home.
All right, bro. I'm gonna let you know. All right.
Was that good?
Yeah, that's good. I'll be on the game for the rest of the day.
Okay, all right, baby.
Man, I wish me and my wife had that kind of a relationship. 'Cause one, she ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it. She'll leave me out there to dry, knowing I don't want to go nowhere. She'll be like, "No, that's okay, baby." Oh, maybe you
Oh.
should stay home. Like, come on, you gotta get in the role. You make the decision. Like because one of the things we did agree to early in our relationship is that and we do this part for our families, we will be the bad guy for the other family when it's necessary, right? So she'll be the bad guy for my parents, and I'll be the bad guy for her parents if that's what the situation is needed, so that whatever, because it's hard sometimes to go against your own folk,
I can see that. Yeah, yeah.
But this one, my wife would have straight sold me out, man. It would have been. Oh boy.
It's. I guess I done got so. I ain't gonna say lax because I know lax now sounds like a bad term when it comes to marriage. We don't even have those issues anymore in our marriage because we've been together for so long. I know 20 years of marriage, but it's 22 years of knowing each other and infinite amount of time of knowing our individual selves. So family members from both sides kind of know what they can and cannot ask us. So it's like they don't even try. And what's even worse, and this hasn't happened in years, I'm just remembering the last time it happened, is that the person who 10 years ago or something like that literally asked me, "Yeah, man, I'm finna go to this strip club. Come on, Marlon, let's go ahead and hang out with each other." And he got so blasted by the whole family. I didn't even know what it was they was mad at him for. All I know is they got blasted, and then they finally told me what it was. And I'm like, why would he ask me to do that? He know I wouldn't go. And they reamed him hard. I'm
For
like,
inviting you to the strip club?
yes, for literally even thinking about inviting me. Like, he didn't even invite me. He was telling somebody else, "Yeah, we need to invite Marlon." And it was like, oh my. I was like, y'all, I wasn't going to go anyway. That's not my thing. And I'm married and I don't want to do that anymore. And they treated him like a pariah. I was like,
oh,
y'all need to chill, man. Y'all, for real. It was like, y'all need to
How they know that he was inviting you to the strip club, though?
They finally told me because I was feeling how they was treating him. And I was like, I finally said.
No, that's what I'm getting at. Like, how did they know that what he was inviting you to was a strip club? Like, how did that conversation even happen outside of you? Like,
he told another cousin, "Hey, why don't we invite Marlon to the strip club?"
And there was the second cousin that went in on him.
I don't know what happened from that point on. It spread it really fast.
I ain't asking you to go nowhere.
I don't know from that point on who said what to who. All I know is the barbecue for a minute was like, what the hell about this? And what did he do? Like, did he cheat? Did he hit the kids? What's going on here? And
I would invite you to
you're not going to
nothing.
be
You can't
ready
come to
for
my.
this.
You can't go to my birthday party. You can't go to my shoe fitting.
Everybody sat Foxy down and went, what the hell is going on? And she was looking at me like, "Oh, you don't know? You don't know?" I'm like, no, I don't know. Stop being mad at me for no information here. Just tell me the information. Then she told me. I'm like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. I wasn't going, and it was just, he never asked me. So why are you acting like this? They know we had a committed relationship. This is the longest marriage of a lot of us. I'm like,
So they were incredulous to the thought that he would even consider.
Bad influence.
You're more mad.
Gotcha.
You got more mad, which is fine if you got mad, but you were so heated and over the top with what you thought would happen. Then what actually happened, it's like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. Seriously, y'all need to chill. If you're upset about a thought in the future that didn't happen, and chances are was never going to happen, oh my God, what the hell would you do for a person who actually did it?
Yeah, I am past the strip club phase of my life. One, I'm cheap, so I'm not putting my bill money on nothing like that. And two, the drinks are way too expensive, so that's a problem. And three, there's always the knuckleheads who actually manage the girls that are in the strip club, and they're looking for a chance to rob somebody. So I don't need to be around these young cats that are in that mind space. And then most importantly, I'm legit old enough to be all of their daddy. So I can't be up in there looking at these children because that's how I see them now. They children. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was young, it was like, "Ooh, girl, call me daddy. What's up?" Ooh. Now I'm like, "Where is your daddy?" Like, what?
You know what, Thea? And let me pivot on something else. I've been looking at a lot of cruise videos, and I've been trying to find cruises on a certain boat, cruise vlogs on a certain boat for a certain time. You know, just to get the swing of things, just to see what you can see, blah, blah, blah.
The swingers cruise. Oh, I got you.
Well, trainers cruise, I guess you could say. Or what did you say?
You missed it, Anna. You missed it.
He totally missed what you said.
You said get into the swing of things, and I said, "Oh, a swingers cruise."
Okay.
As in your marriage swings this way,
Okay.
and then that.
Thea's with all the love in my heart. Fucker, somebody just said they was gonna ask me to go to a strip joint.
Don't get his family after you, Thea.
That's what makes it funny. I didn't invite him to go. I know better. After that story, I know better.
Woo! But I get what you were saying because some of the cruises that I see the vlogs on is all these 26-year-olds and 27-year-old girls going on their girls' night out and trip like that. And I was just like, can't watch it. I just can't do it because I'm looking at my daughters. I'm just like,
that's different to me. That one's different because I like looking at beautiful things. Don't get me wrong. You know, they got adult
that's not me.
things on it. But there's a difference. It's a huge difference between somebody living their own life in a swimsuit, partying their little butt off in their young life, and me being somewhere where you take your clothes off because I'm gonna give you money.
Yeah, there's a big difference. I'm saying for me, it's a filter. It's a built-in filter where, I would look at my younger age, like you said, the older me. The older me, hey, you got a big booty, you walking around with a G-string on and everything else. Y'all finna watch the video because you put the video up and everything else. Me, as soon as you do that, I'm like, click. No, I can't do it because it's like my daughter's older than you. So if I'm looking at you, oh no, that
Well, me looking at somebody is not the same in my head as that is just a matter of like I'm too old. I'm just too old. That's how I look. It's not my turn. Like that's the best way I put it. It's not my turn. Like when you talk about rap music and how it sounds compared to like the early 2000s, it's not my turn. You know, that's why I don't like it. I don't like it because it ain't for me. and a little 25-year-old girl in a G-string with the banging body, I'm gonna be like, "Ooh, that girl got a nice body." That's it. Like, there's no.
Pictures
I
of
don't.
the 40 and 50-year-old women.
Okay, Parker. I've never been to one, and probably. Oh, you talking about to a strip joint?
Say what now?
I've never been to one, and probably never will be to one. He's probably talking about a strip joint. I literally got burnt out. Like and you know what? Now that I think about it, me going to a strip joint, I got burned. May have been right around the time I've never been into a club again either. Like it's me bumping into people for the whole 2 hours in there, me spending astronomical money, and unfortunately, and I don't mean to be insulting, but I'm just telling you what I was thinking at the time. Why am I giving you money to show you a body when I know damn well my body is better looking than yours? And they just, hey, if you are female and you have lingerie, come on in. And I'm like, no.
Oh, that's those hole in the wall strip clubs. Is it?
So done.
I'm in Atlanta.
I'm not lying. It got
I'm in Atlanta.
really
I done been to some ratchet strip clubs in my day, and yes, like, it's just not all appealing. Okay, it's like every day is amateur night, and it's bad. But I'm also in Atlanta, where the people you see on Instagram and the people you see in all the little videos and all that, they out there performing and dancing. So it wasn't that I got burnt out; it was just I aged out, because it was never like a high priority place for me to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. I've always loved the women, but I got to pay to park. I got to pay to get in. I'm pay per song for you to dance in front of me with no clothes on. Okay. It took all that money to get to the point where that part's happening, right? So it was just like, why? Why? No, it's bill money. You know what I'm saying?
we talked about this. We talked about this on the show last night. It was at least the part that I was watching, where we was like, the different levels of your life is the age that you are. Like when we was talking on the show last night, we was talking about saving money. Like when you get the $2,000 check, and we was saying your $2,000 check when you're in your 20s is hot diggity dog. I can get that car, I can get those clothes, I can get those shoes, I can be fly, and all this other stuff. When you're in your 40s and 50s, it's like hot diggity dog. We can pay off this credit card. We can put those gutters on that we always been wanting to do. We can renovate the backyard and get that deck that we always wanted. But at the same time, we did turn back around and go, well, it's kind of hard to say that when you're in your 20s, because what 20-year-old is saying that they need to replace the gutters when they don't even have a gutter because they don't even have a house? So, yeah, it comes in so many stages in life, depending on where you're at. You at 20 years old, bumping into a crowd is not that big of a deal. Excuse me, scoot by. Hey, what's going on? You high five people your ass ain't never known, never will know, and never will see again. That's not a problem. When you're in your 40s and 50s, it's like, it's hot in here. I need to go sit down.
These chairs are uncomfortable.
This is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in my damn life. You want how much for a shot? I can get a shot for free at home. It's levels of the age that you're on. So
exactly.
It's so different.
Which is why I say it just ain't my turn. Like, I have no negative things to say about the ladies who are getting it how they get it. Other than, You know, if it's not voluntary, there's a problem there. But and then if they come from broken homes, it's another problem there. But as far as them a free will doing what they need to do to get some money, and the money's there, and they ain't hurting nobody. You don't want to see them, don't go. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no problem there. It's just me as a consumer, I aged out. You know, and then as far as like what you were touching on, that the thing you're saying about like the girls on the cruise walking by or whatever, I wouldn't really care about that because I would just look and then look away. It'll look like I'm staring, but that's because I got bad eyesight. But I wouldn't really fixate on that. But like I stopped watching music videos at one point because for me it's like sensory overload. I can't handle that much coming at me at one time. I can't absorb it. So I don't even look. I don't even turn it on. I see it, a click. You know, but that's just me controlling my weird mental way of doing it.
Right now that the artist is Sexy Red is coming on next week on one of my wrestling shows. And I'm like, I don't know who this is, and I probably won't care. And Foxy of all people, because Foxy is not, I'm the nerd of the couple, so to speak. Oh no, that's the girl that has my favorite song. I said, she has your favorite
Sexy
song.
Red is pretty popular right now. I've never listened to her music, and I never dove into it as a word.
One of the songs is "I Don't Have No Panties On."
Okay, we had Adina Howard Freak Like Me.
Hold on. Here's the part. Here's the whole sentence. I don't have any panties on. I got to let the pussy breathe. I'm like, this is not. Now, funny thing about it is, this is what made me so cringy, since you know we do cringy jokes on this show. I listen to that and go, no, that's not my thing. No, that's not my thing. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to that. Meanwhile, I'm the person that grew up with it. True Live Crew.
95 South, the 95 boy.
No problem with them. Too Short and all. I had no problem with them. Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, like, hey, they can say whatever they wanted to back then, but now I'm just like, oh, that's not my style.
It don't take all of that. I know we are now our parents. That's just where we are.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and get up out of here, everybody. I am going to give you a good night's sleep tonight, boy. I tell you that. Let's tell everybody where they can find you.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Hey, y'all can find me at well, you can't really find me at Complex Mind Simple Man that much, but I'm still there. You can check me out there. ComplexSimpleMan.com. And then, but right now, you can definitely find me on OurUnitedPoor.com. Check out our Patreon link. There's a link right there inside of the page, or you can go there directly. It's up to you. But just put out a new video. Yes, me. I did a video. This guy did a video. That's out there. And you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my little editing joint. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing fancy. You know what I'm saying? But we're doing this on a low budget. That's all I got.
Adina Howard, Freak Like Me is a good song, actually. Yeah, Adina Howard, too. And until
she also did, I got my t-shirt and my panties on. I guess Sexy Red just decided she was going to put the drawers on. That's all.
Just going to wear a t-shirt. And tell everybody where they can find you.
Find me at BoreliaEtc.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ.
I appreciate Diaz, I appreciate Ella, and before I get to leave, hold on for 1 second. Okay, I still appreciate the 400 subscribers that we have. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Yo, where Lindsey Graham been at?
I
Yes,
tried
old
to
Lindsey.
grab the other day. He's not saying anything stupid. So I don't know what
He did last weekend, though.
Mm-hmm.
Ed Cruz did something stupid.